constantly do what I do and augment it. Y'all talk a big game, can't tell if y'all meant it. If seconds turns to minutes, the ticking will tell all. Will you hold firm or steadily fall? Will you conform with the ways of the world, or will you give the world everything that you are? Make them fuckers move around you, kinda like sound do. Break out of everything that they had you bound to. You got knocked down, ho, get ready for round two. It's round two. Get ready for round two. Come back, run rap, run laps around these cats, jump back, kiss myself, still keeping me intact. Weird and black, they for that, hold up, steer it back. Weird and black, they revere that, yup, you hear that?
Turnstile, switch it up. Young nigga raised hard, he learned not to give a fuck. Young nigga came far, still never give enough. Coming with the flavor, delicious, so she lick it up. Bust down, stick it up, I put it down, so pick it up. Scud town, saviors, done some till he shift to musk. Stench so stank that the shit compare soft to us. Crud so dank, make your face smell you dripping, cuz club go shake when the bass gets to hitting ya. They ain't really hearing us, but they gon' feel something when the way is paved clear enough. I don't fear nothing but the fate, is God real or not? Well, fuck it, got the world in my hands, and that's real enough. Fuck it, got the world in my hands, gold forms to touch. Might just spend it all one time to give it all to us. Yeah, give it all to us.
Yeah. This that hip-hop body, rock, hardcore, karate, chop, neo-Nazi, nasty, not feel it in my chest. How could you wear that name? Must be automatic shame, using automatic lame, heard it from the best. Fresh flow, let's go, plus I got a lot of heart. It's necessary when you dabble in this art. Grab canvas, paint picture, use them acrylics, paint a picture so vivid, the people gotta feel it like the Kaaba. Lyrics bear fruit like guava, words spilling out of my brain like lava. Spills out the top of a volcano, and they know that A-Right is not the one to play no. I'm Kano in Mortal Kombat, cause the lyrics like blades. Aim it at your juggler when I'm on stage. Until you heard me spit, homie, you ain't heard rage. On another chapter, so turn a turn. Okay, got that out my system. A-Right on another planet, dog, you must have missed them. When I do it how I do, it's of my own volition. Go make my destination even in the worst condition. I cruise the Blues Brothers, cause you know we on a mission. Eternity of roses I make bumping in your system. I mean, banging it, and I'm still hanging it. And I got a gang of wisdom, I got a gang of rhythms, I got a lot of soul. I found the pot of gold, I'm wrapping that shit up, gon' sell it to the globe. I got some game to give them, they don't really want, but they really need it. And I want you to succeed, I want you to be free. I want you to remove every obstacle from being what you truly wanna be. I truly wanna see, and I can only lead by example. So here's a sample from me, so get up.
Put it down, so pick it up. Scud town, saviors, done some till he shift to musk. Stench so stank that the shit compare soft to us. Crud so dank, make your face smell you dripping, cuz club go shake when the bass gets to hitting ya. They ain't really hearing us, but they gon' feel something when the way is paved clear enough. I don't fear nothing but the fate, is God real or not? Well, fuck it, got the world in my hands, and that's real enough. Fuck it, got the world in my hands, gold forms to touch. Might just spend it all one time to give it all to us. Yeah, give it all to us.
Yeah. This that hip hop body, rock, hardcore, karate, chop, neo-Nazi, nasty, not feel it in my chest. How could you wear that name? Must be automatic shame. He's an automatic lame, heard it from the best. Fresh flow, let's go. Plus I got a lot of heart. It's necessary when you dabble in this art. Grab canvas, paint picture, use them acrylics, paint a picture so vivid the people gotta feel it like the Kaaba. Lyrics bear fruit like guava, words spilling out of my brain like lava. Spills out the top of a volcano, and they know that A-Right is not the one to play. No, I'm Kano in Mortal Kombat, cause the lyrics like blades. Aim it at your jugular when I'm on stage. Until you heard me spit, homie, you ain't heard rage. On another chapter, so turn a turn. Okay, got that out my system. A-Right on another planet, dog, you must have missed them. When I do it, how I do it's of my own volition. Go make my destination even in the worst condition. My crew's the Blues Brothers, cause you know we on a mission. Eternity of roses I make bumping in your system. I mean, banging in it, I'm still hanging in it. I got a gang of wisdom, I got a gang of rhythms. I got a lot of soul, I found the pot of gold. I'm wrapping that shit up, gon' sell it to the globe. I got some game to give them, they don't really want, but they really need it. And I want you to succeed, I want you to be free. I want you to remove every obstacle from being what you truly wanna be. I truly wanna see, and I can only lead by example. So here's a sample for me, so get up.
He's the one drinking beer. I'm drinking water. 2 touchdowns a game? Yes, in the game. You're tripping. How are you high? No, it is high Super Bowl time.
I don't know what we're doing in the front office, man. Twiddling our fucking dick.
Ryan, I just need you to drink this.
Wide receiver trivia. That's what she said.
Upset.
Are those crutches?
You can see Ryan's crutches in the What is going on, folks? Welcome back to After Further Review. This is episode 170. I am your co-host, Jay Brown.
I am your other very sad co-host, Mahlon Dennis. How you guys doing?
I'm your other great co-host, all the way from Sarasota, Nestor.
That's so cool.
And our special first half guest who is back after his nice vacay, Junebug Spade. How's it going?
What up, fellas? Happy to be back.
You know,
Yes.
I think we can use the word special one time. I don't know if we need to do it 2 times after this man just hurtful.
It was a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke. You know?
You know? I love you, June. It actually was funny. I was like, God, this over here with the Michigan fight song in the beginning of the 4th quarter. Damn.
June, how was your cruise?
Oh, man, what a crazy college football playoff that was.
But it was a great college football playoff. It was
Yes.
like you couldn't ask for better 4 games than what you saw. You couldn't ask for it. I mean,
I could have asked for a Husky win. But, you know, Michigan cheaters will prosper. That's I really hope that Jim Harbaugh does not end up being the next Seattle Seahawks.
Oh man, wouldn't that be?
oh, that's gonna be so beautiful.
let's
You
not
got to
speak
take
on
back
those
everything you
things.
said about that man.
Nope, I ain't taking shit back. He better win a goddamn Super Bowl if he comes to Seattle.
On that note,
Hey,
let's
look at
open
that
up the
Lombardi.
show with our cheers.
Don't even. Okay, got beer though.
Nice.
Got beer. Well, actually, I got a bottle. Let's drink some
Okay.
Jack. Let's drink some Jack.
Mm.
Do it.
Mm.
Might as well. Might as well.
All right. It's going to be one of those shows, folks at home, in case you can't tell
yeah,
already.
it is.
Nestor, I noticed you did not cheers anything.
Water for me. I just went to the gym. I'm not trying to reverse everything I did for the past hour and a half.
Mm.
What a typical Dolphins fan. Just fucking mammal-loving water ass. But
Let's, but before we do get into the thick of things, do want to mention, if you are only listening to the show through Spotify or Apple, we do live stream the show every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you click the first link down in the description, it'll take you over to the YouTube version of this episode. Click subscribe to the channel. That way, every Wednesday night here on YouTube, you can watch us live and you can weigh in on the chat in real time. Be sure to leave a like as well because it helps us out big time. Shout out to all the new subscribers here on YouTube. Shout out to the new people on social media. Appreciate all the support. And with that being said, let's hop up into the news for the week because we've got a bunch of news to get into. And we're going to start off with the big news that just happened a few hours ago, and that is Nick Saban retiring after 17 years with Alabama. This was wild. There's been a lot of coaching changes this past few days, but this one was like just big wow. Would anybody like to volunteer to go first on this one?
I'll go ahead and go first real quick. I know that my mom has a love-hate relationship with Nick Saban because he won a national championship with LSU before he went to the Dolphins and before he went back to Alabama. So there is an affinity to a certain degree, but as skinny as my mom's middle finger is, she would still stick it up to him because she hates the bastard now. But we're talking about a coach that is 292, 71 and 1. 292 wins, 71 losses. And you go into, and I know we're going before transfer portal. I understand that. But in an age in college football right now, for him to do what he did in Alabama, greatest football coach, college football history. You can't deny it. It's like trying to make excuses that Belichick isn't the greatest NFL head coach of all time. You can try to make excuses. You can try to say this or you can try to say that. But the simple fact of the matter is that this man had more first-round draft picks than he had losses in Alabama. I mean, come on, man. I think he could have coached another 4 or 5 years if it wasn't for the transfer portal. If the NCAA had any kind of teeth or tooth, any kind of control in college football, he'd still be coaching. But it's no man's land. Like right now in college football, not only do you have to recruit, but you have to re-recruit the people you already recruited.
Mm-hmm.
You have to keep making them happy.
Mm.
And for a school like Alabama that gets nothing but 4 or 5 star people, that's got to get tiresome, man.
Yeah.
So, as much as I hate Alabama, I respect the man. I respect the coaching. And I think college football is going to be worse next year without him being a part of it. I don't think he was done yet, but I think he is done with the current landscape of college football.
Right. I agree. I'll go next.
Go.
44 first round draft picks. Most, and that's just from Alabama. That's the most any head coach, any college in history. That's how great Nick Saban has been for college football and for the NFL, which we all love. Everybody, I think all of our teams has at least 1 to 2 Alabama players on it, right? And starting and all pros. You know what I mean? That is a legacy. You brought it up the greatest point, Mahlon. The transfer portal, we will never see another coach like Nick Saban again. We'll never see another Saban because of the transfer portal. I know they said they're going to redo some of the transfer portal, so it's not as easy to just hop in and out like these guys are doing. But I still think it's going to be just as bad. But as far as another coach with a legacy like this, there will never be a coach that comes close to it. Because, number one, these schools will not hold on to coaches that much longer. And these coaches will not stay out of school that long.
Yep.
They're going to jump around where the most money is, and they're going to jump around to the team that's getting the most transfers in the transfer portal. I mean, look at Colorado. Did you see how many transfers they're getting right now? It's crazy. And I don't blame Nick Saban for leaving right now. And with the combination of these, and I think it's another combination why he's leaving, is because of these conferences combining the way they are. Getting rid of the Pac-12, the ACC in a few years may implode. You know, the Big 12 being hammered, losing, their 2 biggest schools in their history. You know, the Big 10 just grabbing everybody they want to. I mean, it's crazy right now. And if I'm Nick Saban, even though they didn't win a national championship, he can still go out and say he's one of the best coaches that ever been. And it is true. He is the best coach. And I know that's sacrilegious to say that over in Alabama when they got Bear Bryant. But Bear Bryant never had a legacy like this. Okay? Bear Bryant, it wasn't that big national landscape. They just played teams around him. Nick Saban went out recruited everybody, and won every single year with these kids. So, is he the greatest college football coach? Yes. And no doubt in my mind that Nick Saban is the greatest college football coach that we ever see or probably will ever see again.
Go ahead, Nestor.
Yeah, he is the greatest college football coach there's ever been. Easily. It's kind of funny how the Dolphins mismanaged everything when he came in. And that led to basically him going to Alabama and that whole Drew Brees situation and all that. So that turned out to be a really good thing for Alabama and for him. So I think he showed us he's definitely the best. He's above, I mean, three decades, 3 different decades just winning everything. It's just crazy. You don't see that in other sports that much, not even in football, European football, where it's just like you tend to see these dynasties. They're very common, but you just don't see that for like 3 decades. Like, no, you don't. So very impressive.
You do bring up an interesting point though, is what would the Miami Dolphins have been with Nick Saban, Breeze?
Right.
If the ownership had not vetoed who Nick Saban wanted, because they ended up with Dante Culpepper with 2 bad knees.
And Chad Pennington.
Everybody remembers Dante Culpepper.
We were cooked.
But Drew Brees with Nick Saban, and the Miami Dolphins, like what Ricky Williams,
Mm.
what could have been with that Dolphin squad, man? Like that's crazy.
And the other point about that is with Nick Saban there, he would have challenged, and I know Jalen ain't gonna like to hear this, but he would have challenged the dynasty of the Patriots. Think about this.
Maybe they don't win 3 more Super Bowls.
Think about this. What was the Patriots basically won all those division titles because Tom Brady and Bill Belichick didn't have another team in that division that challenged them at all. Not one team challenged them and said, "Oh, we're going to be the team." The only time some other team won a division was that year when Tom Brady got hurt and the Dolphins went 11-5 and won the division. And not only that, I think the Patriots still ended up like 9-7 with Matt Castle as the quarterback. But just think about how good the Dolphins would have been if they would have gave some more control over to Nick Saban and let him work the magic that he did. He could have been like Jimmy Johnson when Jimmy left the college and went to the pros, and just knowing the college guys said, "Oh, I'm going to bring these guys in and build something." But
Yeah, I don't know, man. You might not be feeling as much as you are with that Patriot love. But that last Super Bowl win, Ben.
I'm just glad that he did not. He stayed right over there, Alabama, and that was that.
Playing Nick Saban for Super Bowl 49. To be honest with you. 100%.
That's fine by me.
What an asshole.
Yeah, he will be missed because, like you guys are saying, there will never be another Saban. It's just simple as that, especially with just the way that college football is turning now, how it's starting to feel less and less like college football. It's just seeming like a semi-pro league now.
right.
Yeah, and you could kind of tell these past few years that he was frustrated with the way things were going, like in all his when he would address the press and the media and whatnot. Like you could just tell that he was very annoyed with it. I was still surprised to see that news come out just like that, but hey, good for him. Hope that he enjoys.
Well, he had to upstage somebody. Let's talk about that, man.
Yeah.
What a bastard. That's just disrespectful.
I hope whatever he does next, I hope he enjoys it. And great for him to, so many players that went on to play professionally through him. So love to see that, especially as a Patriots fan. Him and Bill Belichick are obviously buddies. So we've had plenty of Alabama talent on our squads in the years. So yeah, next Saban will be.
I hope he wrecks a boat with Bill Belichick on board. Crash into something.
Be an interesting headline. All right, let's move on to
hookers on board, that'd be great.
let's move on to the next
Bill
bit of
Belichick,
news.
Saban, and a couple of hookers. Do it.
So in the NFL, there was a slew of head coaches that that parted ways. So we had Arthur Smith, Ron Rivera, Mike Vrabel, Pete Carroll, all gone, no longer with their teams. Couple of those, no surprise. Other couple were pretty big surprises. So, Mahlon, we'll start with you. How are you feeling about these coaches moving around here?
I'm not. I don't know. I differ a little bit with G Money because G Money and I have talked a lot about the Seattle Seahawks and whatnot, and I have always been one to is as long as Pete Carroll wants to coach, let him coach my Seahawks. Won us the Super Bowl. We've only missed the playoffs 3 years that he's been the coach. We've had opportunities. Yes, they blundered Super Bowl 49. You're welcome, Jalen. I'll slap you in the face right now if you even smile about it. Yep, you smiled. I'm gonna slap you in the face. There's so many like moments that I can remember with Pete Carroll. I mean, I remember the 7-9 Seahawks winning the NFC West and going up against the previous Super Bowl champion New Orleans Saints. I remember Beastquake. I remember, like, I will forever remember in my mind the excitement, the jubilation that man had on the sideline every time that somebody made a play. He was the oldest NFL head coach, but he acted like he was the youngest.
Yeah,
because he loved his players so much.
Mm-hmm.
People like Bobby Wagner, Richard Sherman, Cam Chancellor, these people that he got to see from coming into the league and becoming all pros and starting businesses and stuff. Like, I listened to his press conference today and he choked up and cried several times. This is not something that he wanted.
Yeah.
Like Jody Allen, Paul Allen's sister, that's supposed to be selling the team. As a woman, she has some balls to fire this man. Okay. What does this mean? We're probably getting Dan Quinn. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, June. But it's not happening.
No, you're not.
We're gonna hire him. I
we
don't
win the
think.
Super Bowl.
I don't. Well, there's going to be a distraction, which kind of sucks for you, because it's already been reported by Adam Schefter that there is mutual interest between the two. So there will be distractions during the playoffs. I apologize for that. I didn't mean for it. Didn't ask for it, sir, but it's happening because where does Dan Quinn? Where does his heart lie? With the Hawks, baby. Up the star. I apologize for that. But we're probably getting Dan Quinn. I'm okay with it if we do that. I kind of feel like it's a little bit of a reset. But I don't really want to take the chance with a 36-year-old offensive coordinator. Right now, I need my defense to be something again. And my defense was the best when we had Dan Quinn. We're going to get him again. So hail to the victors, as you so eloquently put it, June, in the text. That's probably going to happen. But outside of that, man, Vrabel getting fired, that man should have been able to quit.
Yeah.
Fuck that goddamn squad. You guys got Bicep Levis. You got him hurt. You got Tannehill, which is, I mean, no one's more popular than his wife. Derrick Henry is already like on a retirement bus. Like, you already got rid of AJ Brown. You tried to bring in Hopkins. That didn't fucking work out. Like, what are we doing over there in Tennessee? You goddamn idiots. So I don't know. There's just been a lot of change, man. But my Seahawks today, they pulled the heartstrings. They pulled the heartstrings a lot because I owe a lot to Coach Carroll, and I will forever love that man. And I've never loved a man as much as I love him.
Okay, that's okay.
Go
a
ahead,
lot of
June.
man love, man.
Hey, we're not doing any touching. I'm just saying there's some bro hugs happening. All right, that man is fired up at all times. Fired up right now after getting fired. That's some bullshit. I can't even believe I'm saying that.
June,
His ass.
go ahead, sir.
Well, you know, I'm looking at these, and I agree. Pete Carroll is a legacy in the NFL, and that man should have been able to leave on his own terms. So I am kind of sad that Pete Carroll's gone. He's sitting over there chewing that gum. I used to always laugh when he sit over there smacking that gum and stuff. I always laugh at that. But Mike Vrabel, I kind of saw that coming. You know, I'm surprised he was there this year. So I kind of saw Mike Vrabel coming. Um, Ron Rivera, I mean, that guy was there way too long. I live up here in D.C. and the D.C. radio for 2 years have been asking for this man to be gone.
Yep.
You know, so he should have been gone. Arthur Smith, Jesus, that was a train wreck with a plane crash, with an explosion at a nuclear plant. Okay, that man was terrible. You got one of the best running backs in college coming out. Every time he touches the ball, he's hitting, and then you stop playing him. You're like, what are you doing, guy? What are you doing? Then you sit him down for a couple of years, and he's healthy. You're like, what are you doing?
What you're thinking.
Like, what are you doing, dude?
Anybody in the NFL getting that mad over something that Jameis Winston does is not just a head coaching job.
Yes,
that man's over there stealing crab legs, and you're over there getting fucking pissed off about it. Like,
right.
Just calm the fuck down, Arthur.
And the funny part about it is that Jameis Winston did that for a reason because he was trying to get that man paid.
Right.
God, head coach probably fired too.
Yeah, but those guys, the guys that got fired, Vrabel and Carroll are two guys that I'm saying, wow, they could probably go to any team right now and take over and probably turn that team into a winning team. Because I'm afraid now that Vrabel has been fired, he's going to end up in the NFC East. He may end up in Washington. And I'm scared about that because the guy is a pretty decent head coach. He took a Tennessee team that he had to take over from a horrible Jeff Fisher years, and he turned that team into pretty much a contender every year. And so I'm afraid for Mike Vrabel. I think he's, besides Pete Carroll, because I think Pete Carroll will probably hang it up because he is the oldest coach in the league. But I think that Mike Vrabel, out of the coaches that's been fired, is going to be a head coach somewhere, and he's going to turn whatever team he goes to into a contender. So that's my take on those coaches.
My only concern, though, is that we're talking about defensive-minded coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we're getting to a place to where if you don't have an offensive-minded head coach, you're behind the eight ball. And that's what sucks. Yeah. Because these defensive-minded coaches, the Vrabels, the Carrolls, the Belichicks, like all the greats, right? Like I just feel like we're going to start reaching for something to try to copy something.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great football minds that are defensive-minded people that are going to get passed over for head coaching jobs because at the end of the day, you want to protect the offense, right?
Yeah.
How do you do that? You have an offensive-minded coach. Because if you have a defensive-minded coach and your offense is great for 2 years, what's going to happen? Someone's going to hire away your offensive coordinator. You're going to have to start over. So it really just sucks on that aspect because I think defensive coaches are the ones that make young men into great men. And I think the NFL is going to suffer.
Right.
You could just have the funny coach like the Miami Dolphins have. Not offense-minded or defense-minded. He's just quirky at press conferences. But the Pete Carroll legacy, man. 2013 NFC final game, the 2014, just insane. He just reminded me of just the passion in the NFL. I really wanted them to beat the Patriots. Sorry, Jalen, that year. But regardless of not in the last 3 years, not getting there in the playoffs, I don't care. This man was Seattle was fun as hell to watch. So I could never hate on them. The Mike Vrabel thing really surprises me because I feel like he's a good coach. They just needed to kind of start rebuilding those pieces little by little. Arthur Smith, his problem is that he's in a fantasy league where this guy picks Kyle Pitts, and then this year, that guy also picked Bijan Robinson. So he's like, I'm gonna sit those guys out and you're gonna lose because there's no way you mishandle Kyle Pitts' talent and then beat John Robinson. Like, what is going on right here? The whole thing with the Saints, I don't understand any of it. Like, even what's his name? Sharp was just like hating on their decision to just score. I don't understand any of that. Just play to the damn whistle. Just
Right.
come on. Oh,
Herm
come on.
Edwards, you play to win the game.
Exactly.
They
So-
to win the game.
Right.
Man, Arthur
Poor
Smith, that dude, good riddance, man. Like, he was such a fucking mess. This man,
It was so bad.
like, you guys mentioned all the talent that he had, and we probably each saw them play like 8 plays this entire season. Like, where were they this entire year? It's unbelievable. So I don't know what they'll do in Atlanta to fill that hole, but I'm sure whoever takes over will be better than Arthur Smith. And don't complain about losing the game, the score running up on you. Like, coach better. Have your defense go out there and stop somebody.
Exactly.
Ron Rivera, like you said, June, he was 2 years past his expiration date as it was, so probably good riddance to him as well. And Mike Vrabel, that was a big shock. Did not see him leaving just like that. He will be scooped up, I'm assuming, pretty soon. We'll see what happens here throughout the playoffs. But Pete Carroll, man, that was like, wow, that was a big shock. He's going to be sorely missed. Oldest coach, but had the youngest spirit, man. He was more electric than probably any. He's had to be the most electric head coach on the sidelines. Like, he was just always so animated, loved his dudes, always had that wad of gum in his mouth that he was just going to town on. He's going to be missed, man. He was such a character, great head coach. And I know, like, he'll still be an advisor to the team, so I'm sure he'll still be kind of working around the organization. But it's going to be interesting to see the next chapter in Seattle. So, yeah. Let's move on to NBA. So we've got Ja Morant, who is going to be missing the rest of the season after he hurt his shoulder. And, he only came back for, I think, a little less than 10 games after his suspension. And now he is gone. The Grizzlies their season is pretty much over because they were trying to turn things around once he came back. They looked a lot better. But now that he's gone again, I mean, that's pretty much it. You can see their record when he was not there. Yeah. Nestor, do you have any thoughts on Ja?
It's a shame that with the talent he has, like, past 3 seasons, he's kind of been, for one reason or the other, we don't know those reasons, not been able to, really, I don't know, play the whole season and us see what the Grizzlies can do.
Yeah.
So it's just, maybe if he wouldn't have made those boneheaded decisions, we would have had that, and now he gets injured. Okay, fine. But, it just sucks. Maybe there's a video game that's coming out that he's trying to play around this time of the year, because what the hell's going on? He reminds me of, I'm sorry to keep going back into like football, but he reminds me of Neymar. Neymar, like, around this point in the season, he would always get injured, and people were like saying, well, maybe it's the carnivals in Brazil, because at that point, that's when the carnivals are. It's his sister's birthday. This man's always getting injured on this time. And we've never seen the full potential of this kid. I think he's going to be the same situation.
Right.
We're never going to see the full potential of this kid because injuries or bad decisions early on in his career.
Yeah, that was kind of like the knock on him, though, was just that he's such a physical player. Like, he's not your average guard where he's, on the outside shooting a lot. Like, he drives to the rim a lot, and it relies on his athleticism. So that has not really succeeded well. Obviously, Derrick Rose is the poster child for where that will get you. But it seems like it's taking a toll on his body. But this is kind of a weird injury. Like, you would think it would be his lower half that would start to deteriorate. But a shoulder labrum is kind of odd. But the Grizzlies, they're going to throw in the towel on this year. They've got to figure out some kind of cap stuff going forward because they now own Bane. They owe him a bunch of money, or they're going to owe him a bunch of money after giving him paid. They've got a lot of dudes to pay out these next couple of years, and not enough people are playing right now. And the dudes that they do have are not that great, so they're kind of in a very, very tough spot. They're gonna have to cut some people. But June, what do you think of this?
He's 100% the next Derrick Rose, though.
Yeah,
like you guys said, he is, man. Like, forget the gang banging. Let's go ahead and point guns at people, all that stupid ass shit. That, like, he is Derrick Rose combined with Draymond Green, and that does not work when it comes in the NBA. Like, you can't have that type of baggage.
Right.
I just don't see him coming back and being the same. Like, the NBA is so fast.
Yeah.
You have a moment to be a superstar.
Yeah.
And then you're a 30 for 30 you could have been.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, that's how the NBA is. Like, the NBA, there's so much talent. Like, you have your moment to be that guy, to be the next one. And then the moment that passes, it's gone. And I kind of feel like that's going to be Ja. I kind of feel like that's going to be Morant's legacy. He could have been that guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Him and Zion together are going to be a 30 for 30 on ESPN for very different reasons.
Mm.
Yes.
Very different reasons. But it's crazy. Like, the NBA does not care. It is that much of a juggernaut. Whether or not Zion, Ja Morant right now, right? Like, the NBA is going to be great at the end of the year, right?
Right.
No, nobody gives a shit if Memphis is relevant.
No.
Right.
Come playoff time, right? Nobody's going to care. Like, Memphis doesn't need to. So, no, I just feel like he had an opportunity to be the next it player, and he fucked it up. And now he's hurt for the rest of the year. He's going to try to come back. And, if Draymond Green and Derrick Rose had a love child, that would be Ja Morant right now, 100%. Yes, that's disgusting, by the way. I'm sorry I brought that up.
June, what do you think?
I think I'll keep it short, but I think that the one thing the Grizzlies need to look at now is, can we move forward? And I'll talk about next year because this season is shot. Can we move forward next year without Ja Morant? And I think that's something I think that's something that the Grizzlies got to think about, saying, maybe this isn't the place for him. Take what you can get and ship him off to another team.
Would you pay a max contract to him? Would you give a damn near $300 million max contract to Ja Morant right now?
I don't think. No, I mean, of course, no. You would not give a $300 million max contract to him. But I'm talking about for the Grizzlies' sake. If they got somebody that says we'll take him, they need to move him. Not even think about it. That's what I'm talking about. A team may say, you know what, we'll take Ja Morant. You know what? Here you go. Don't even think about it. Don't even worry about it. Ship him off like you never had him.
Right.
Yeah, right.
If a team like Houston came up and was
like, want to take him after a year and a half, go for it.
Yep.
I could see a team like Houston.
Everybody knows that you don't get to be a black man and a thug in Boston. They will straighten you out. There's a bunch of goddamn racists in Boston. You don't get to be a black man with a gun in Boston.
Oh gosh.
They don't allow that to happen.
Speaking of Boston, just beat the Timberwolves at home in overtime. Jason Tatum dropped 45, still undefeated at home.
Right.
Oh,
Still on
nice.
track.
Love it.
We can only lose one more game, I think, before I'm incorrect.
Not a lot
Hey, what
of
did you
wiggle
say
room
again?
there.
Oh, I said that my Celtics were gonna win 74 games, so I think we can only lose one more game the rest of the year. But I'm still a believer. I've never loved a Russian as much as I love Porzingis. Goddamn people.
Next person, Tyrese Halliburton, strained his hamstring on Monday, I think, which looked really scary at the time being, but
Yeah,
apparently he will be okay. Like he'll be back within the next few weeks. Really did not like this as a Celtics fan because the Pacers still beat us in this game, but that's neither here nor there. Any thoughts on Halliburton?
Well, I mean, Halliburton sounds a lot like halibut. He's pretty much a fucking fish. So, whatever. I don't care. Try his ass. What are we doing?
I think Indiana. I think one thing they're gonna miss about having Halliburton is having just another scorer out on the floor, because I think they're still a good team, and I think they got a good team just all around. So this is a team that can survive without him for a couple of weeks, and they'll be okay. So I think he'll come back healthy, and this team will be just fine without him.
I mean, they could be a good team, but you're still a playing team.
Right.
What are we doing in the East?
You don't think they're the 4 seed right now? You think they'll drop to a playing team?
Yeah, right now, they're not that great. I expect the Heat to be better than Nestor's hair right now. I think they're going to end up special. What are we?
Why are we sucking? Why are we in 7th? Anyway,
I can tell you why you're sucking, but you don't want to hear it.
I think once the playoffs start, we're gonna
something.
turn on the Heat, but it's not gonna matter because we're not going anywhere with that.
You guys are, and I apologize, Ness. You have some great hair. I have no hair. I wish I had your hair. It'd be great. But no, it's Indiana, people. Unless you're Larry Bird, like the Pacers aren't ever gonna do it. You had Reggie Miller in the 90s. If you couldn't win with Reggie Miller, you're never going to win with somebody by the name of Halliburton. That's never going to happen. You can't have a man named after a fish in the middle of the fucking country in a flyover state and win a goddamn title. It's just not going to happen.
He was great in the Pacers.
Like, I don't know, man. Just relocate. Be somewhere other than Indiana. No one gives a shit about Indiana. Nobody. Bobby Knight was the best thing that ever happened to that fucking state.
I mean, Notre Dame is in Indiana.
Yeah, what have they done lately? You don't. No, you can't. June, you can't sit there and talk to me that you like Notre Dame.
I just said they're in Indiana. You asked me what did Indiana have going on for? I said they got Notre Dame is there.
Yeah, well, they pretend that Jesus, like Indiana, is the only place that Jesus is like, I don't know where the fuck they are. But they pretend to know that Jesus knows where Indiana is. They got the whole touchdown Jesus. Jesus like, I don't even know who the fuck you people are. I don't even care about you people. Jesus doesn't give a shit about Indiana. I don't give a shit about Indiana. Nobody gives a shit about Indiana. Like, all you guys do is produce processed fucking corn for other shit that we got to eat with every other goddamn ingredient that we want to buy something. But fuck you people.
Well, wishing a speedy recovery to Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah. Love you, man. Hope you die. Whatever.
Next.
My Huskies didn't lose the national championship game. It's fine.
Last but not least on the news, I'm just realizing we still have the whole recap to do. Kawhi Leonard, he signed a 3-year, $153 million extension with the Clippers. Kawhi will not be going anywhere anytime soon. He will remain a Clipper even as they build their new stadium. So,
Who would have thought that someone like Steve Ballmer, that's so fucking smart to help found Microsoft, can be so fucking goddamn stupid that you're gonna re-sign the laughing ass fucking Kawhi Leonard, some bullshit thing that's never gonna win you a fucking title, just because you're building an arena, you want to sell some tickets. They're never gonna win anything. They're the fucking Clippers. What are we? How? The Clippers of what?
I love that team.
God damn it! It pisses me off. Like, fuck that team. Fuck them. Fuck Paul George. Is Patrick Beverly still a part of that fucking team?
He is
I hope
not.
so. Fuck him too. I don't give a shit who's on that team. Hope they all fucking just whatever.
That Clippers
What
team
about
is
Bones
like
Highland?
What?
You gotta love Bones.
Yeah, you better run for some high ground because your ass is gonna fucking die too.
That Clippers squad is like a 2K15, just like dream team that a kid made.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like the
only
Clippers are
thing
just
missing
focused
is
on
LeBron
being
James, but he doesn't even fucking like you people.
same
You guys,
building.
Like, you guys have like the worst fucking logo in the NBA too. Like, what are we? You guys are just fucking terrible. I hate that goddamn franchise.
Looks like right now it looks like Shaq's fantasy team. They got Paul George, Mr. PlayStation himself. They got Russell Westbrook, James Harden. Damn. I saw them trying to.
Russell Westbrook was still fucking
Oh yeah,
playing in the
yeah.
Of
It's
course,
hilarious.
their best
The
player.
Suicide
It's
Squad
like
of the NBA.
geriatrics team? Like, what are we
Suicide
doing? Bunch of goddamn has-beens. Jesus.
They're doing better than the Lakers right now, and that's all that matters to them.
Well, I mean, you got LeBron James and Davis. What do you want from them? Yeah, you want from them?
The Lakers
They're
need Bron.
Yeah,
the
they do need Bron to
Lakers
come
have
save them.
been, and the Lakers will always be the only team to win a fucking title in LA. Steve Ballmer can do whatever he wants to do. He can sleep with however many women he wants to, suck as many dicks. But that's all it's ever going to be. It's the Lakers town. All right? That's what's happening. The Clippers are never going to win the chip. They're never going to do it. Never. Like, do you guys really think the Clippers are going to win an NBA title? Never.
No.
That'd be
Damn
hilarious.
right, dude. You're damn right, DD 214. You're goddamn right. It's never gonna happen. Go ahead, June.
I was just gonna say I shouldn't have put all that money in Kawhi. You got too much money going into him right now. You gotta, I just don't understand what the Clippers are doing. Yeah, they're in fourth place right now, but do I think they're gonna win a championship? Hell no. Hell no, they're not. They're gonna be one and done in the playoffs, in my opinion.
Well, shout out to G Money in the chat. He says Mahlon has the angry old man syndrome going on right now.
Dude, fucking pissed. I can kiss my ass. I have a lot of hair on that ass too, but you guys can go ahead and kiss it. Whatever.
Let's get into the recap.
Angry.
Let's try and rapid fire these here because time is just flying by. All right. Last week of the regular season, speaking of flying by, that's what the regular season did this year. Jesus. Buffalo won the AFC East, bastards, by beating Miami 21-14.
Here we go. Okay.
Nestor, which one of these teams is better prepared to make a title run?
Well, Miami's going to like really, really freezing temperatures in Arrowhead with our entire defense fucked. We get Waddle, I think, and Monster back, but I don't know how that's gonna really help that much because I just feel I've been watching this team every weekend, and I just feel like their motivation, as soon as they hit a brick wall, it just skydives. Plus, with no defense, if our defense was kind of decent before at its best, really ineffective against above 500, teams. I can just imagine against the Chiefs. No, even with the bad run that the Chiefs have had lately, no, I just don't feel like we're gonna go in there in that weather, and we're gonna take down the Chiefs. The Bills, I feel like have the motivation. They have some injuries, but I feel like they could get past the Steelers. I hope not. I hope they get fucked up by the Steelers, but I feel like they are gonna make a deeper run in the playoffs.
Wait a minute.
I'm
You want
sorry.
the Steelers to win a playoff game?
Yes, if it's against the Bills, yes.
I'll,
You
I'll,
dirty bitch.
I just want to throw out, when you mentioned the weather, I was just looking at the forecast. I thought it was a typo. The high is 8 degrees on Saturday. The low is -2.
That's the conditions.
Yeah, that's great for the Dolphins. Y'all really fucked that up. You guys really needed
Oh my God.
to, I don't know, win some games down the stretch.
We should start Mark
To
White.
get you guys some South Florida weather. That would have been great, wouldn't it? But no, you guys got to
God.
go to the middle of the fucking country, like where nobody actually cares about. The only people that cares about Kansas City is Donald Trump right now. He's the only one. Nobody else cares about that red ass state. But here you guys are, Patrick Mahomes about to beat Tua, a couple black quarterbacks right there in the middle of the snow. It's gonna be wonderful. I don't.
Pretty sure he's.
I don't know.
I'm
Donald
pretty sure
Trump
he's Samoan.
Donald Trump is going to do a press conference like they just killed Baghdadi again with whoever wins that game. Someone's going to die like a dog, and it's probably going to be the Dolphins. So that's going to be terrible. He cried. He cried like a girl. Baghdadi. They cried. We don't know. We sick the dogs on them. That's what it is. But no, the fact that you want the Steelers to win a game, what?
My revenge is you guys have to put up with Taylor Swift. Another game into the playoffs.
My revenge. I don't know. I think that's going to make the NFL more popular. Yeah.
For all the wrong reasons.
Pretty hot. What are we talking about?
June.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately for the Dolphins, they have to go face Kansas City out in their home in Arrowhead. It's going to be cold. The Dolphins aren't going to travel that well. The fans aren't going to try, and Kansas City doesn't sell away tickets anyway during the playoffs. So, so that's going to be tough for them to get in. And the Bills do not impress me. Okay, the Bills don't impress me. I'm not saying they're going to lose to the Steelers, but we've seen their coach and their quarterback make some bonehead plays down the stretch of games this season. I mean, the Bills aren't these world beaters like they claim to be. Okay, they make a lot of mistakes, and they do have a lot of injuries. I mean, and the Steelers is one of those teams. If they hang around in the game, they're going to beat you. It's happened so much throughout the years. We keep writing Mike Tomlin off, and what does he do? He just wins games, and the Bills better be careful that they don't get into a shootout or just a very tight, close game with Pittsburgh, because Mike Tomlin's going to beat them. So for me, both teams, the Dolphins, I know they wish they would rather be the fifth seed instead of the sixth seed, but unfortunately for them, that's a tough test going to Arrowhead to win. And I was looking at some of the stats for the Dolphins. They've given up 391 yards this season. That's the fifth most in the AFC. And And so that's a big deal when they start getting to playoff time. They scored a lot of points. They've scored the most points at 461, but giving up 390 points, that's a lot of points to give up in a season. And then you're going up against a team that only gave up 284 points in the season, and they're playing at home. So it's a tough task for the Dolphins. But I really don't see really either team making a deep run in the playoffs at this point. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next game here between the Jags and the Titans. Jeez. Jags lost 28-20 and lost their playoff spot. The Tennessee Titans were they happy to spoil the Jags playoffs on that one. So we will start with you, Mahlon. Who is most responsible for Jacksonville's failure this season?
I'm going to say Doug Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
I think he actually has to fucking go, man.
Yeah.
This is the team. How can you not, over an 18-week season, 17 games, how can you not offensively figure out how to get Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley on the same fucking page? How? That is a derelict of duty. That you can't figure that out. Like, Ridley's not even betting on games right now. He just wants to score touchdowns. You're keeping that man from scoring fucking touchdowns. That's what you're doing. It's bullshit. ETN, nothing. Tank, running back, nothing. You guys are so goddamn inept that you can't win but 3 games in the second half of the fucking season. You guys had a lock on that division with Trevor Lawrence, and you let the Texans and CJ Stroud with a concussion and missed 3 games beat you. He didn't play for 3 games. I know he didn't because he was my starting quarterback. I had to win a fantasy league with goddamn Jake Browning with the goddamn Cincinnati Bengals. You let him miss games and come in and win the division. Like, no. Johnson needs to go. He does. 100%. I don't. We are so far past Philadelphia Eagles winning a Super Bowl against the Patriots with Nick Foles, the Frank Reichs, and the Doug Petersons. Like, we get it. It was magical. That was your moment. But there is no lasting thing that you guys are doing in the NFL right now. You just need to go. So, yeah. I blame the coaching staff.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a little on Trevor Lawrence's injury. I will say that. But regardless, like you said, there's no excuse for the coaching to not figure out how to utilize Calvin Ridley. Like, for the same reasons that we get on Arthur Smith for not figuring out all those offensive weapons. It's the same thing here. Like, what the hell happened with Calvin Ridley not working out? Etienne was fantastic the first half of the season, and then the second half, you didn't hear a word about that man anymore. So, no idea what that was about. But yeah, their offense really just started to look inept at times. Like the fact they only put up 3 points against San Francisco, they only scored 12 against Tampa. Only 7 against Baltimore. Like, they had some just really bad stinkers. And if you have like one of those, like San Francisco, maybe I get, they're really good. But the rest of those teams, like, that's just inexcusable when you're trying to win a division. And they had it on lock. Like, beginning of December, like right after Thanksgiving, it seemed like the Jags were going to run away with that division, especially when Stroud got hurt. And the fact that they didn't make the playoffs at all is just that comes down to Doug P. So, June.
This last game of the season, this is your chance. You got a lame duck coach. You didn't know he was lame duck at the time, but you got a team that's not making the playoffs. You know this. You know they're not making the playoffs.
Yep.
So what are you doing? What are you doing? You got to go out there and put your best foot forward. Doug Peterson and that coaching staff should have been fired at the end of this season. That was a epic collapse. I mean, they only had to win one more game 3 weeks ago and clinch the division. I mean, out of any team that could have clinched their division early, one more game, they clinched their division. And they could not do it. And I know there was an injury to Lawrence, but still, he was out there. If he's injured, then he doesn't play.
You don't get to use the injury card.
Exactly.
Stroud won the division with a concussion.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying.
You don't get to do that. And how did Vrabel lose his job?
Right.
Exactly.
Doug Peterson has his.
It doesn't make any sense what some of these teams are doing. You got a guy in Mike Vrabel who went out there and said, we're going to win this last game, guys. We're going to do it for the city of Tennessee, the state of Tennessee, and you know, we're going to go out there and we're going to play football. And Doug Peterson played like it was a regular season game. Like the game didn't matter. I'm just very confused about what Jacksonville doing. And I'm telling you now, here's the sad part about this. It's not going to be better next year for Jacksonville. Because you got two teams in that division, in the Colts and the Texans, that are up and coming with two young, hungry coaches and two young, hungry quarterbacks. That division will not belong to Jacksonville anymore. The division will now belong to either the Colts or the Texans. And this is probably Doug Peterson's last year in Jacksonville.
Yeah. Go ahead, Nestor.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to blame anybody, it wouldn't be the quarterback. It wouldn't be, obviously, any of the receivers or the running game. I would feel like it's more the coaching. But I also was never really high on Jacksonville. Never have been. Not even last season. I just feel like they think they have some great parts. The best part being their quarterback. But I'm really not so high on Calvin Ridley, not so high on the running game, to be honest with you. Just as a cohesive, like as a team, I'm just not really that high on them. And I'm honestly not surprised that this happened this season. Maybe a little quick, but not surprised at all, honestly.
I just want to throw out that if we rewind to October or November-ish, we were saying that Houston would sneak in as a wild card team and take Buffalo's spot, assuming that the Jags would just win the division. Like, how crazy that Houston would win the division and Buffalo would get in and the Jags would not. Like, that's
good gracious. Goodness gracious.
Oh,
That's
man.
what it was looking like, though.
Yeah. What a
That's
wild.
what we were thinking. Jacksonville was on that trend.
Mm-hmm.
They have the talent.
Yeah.
You, offense and defense, coaching, hire him. Why is Doug Peterson still? Sir,
Right.
First of all, go on the diet. Second of all, get fired. Get lost. Fuck you. Like,
It's, NFL is strange, man. Vrabel loses his job. Dougie P
I'm just
still
angry.
there.
Can we drop a nuke on Philly yet? No, we can't do that. Okay,
That's a good transition.
first place in the nation.
After
but
next week when Tampa beats them.
That's probably not going to happen.
You guys want to know something really
No.
funny, really quickly? In my opinion, some Miami fans, like, when I see the stadiums, like, especially like the Heat come playoff time, we just have like a home. It's just a bunch of sugar daddies next to these models. And I'm like, where is the passion? What the fuck are we doing? And then,
Well, you see the passion.
well, yeah, where is passion there?
They're saving their
They're
passion.
just saving it for later.
There's a bunch of men that traded up in life.
And even the Hard Rock, is sometimes it's like, there could be a little bit more. But so far, the Dolphins fans have killed 2 people already this year.
I did see that.
Terrible.
I saw that after the Bills game. After the
Crazy
Bills
ass
game.
people.
Oh my God.
Everybody's looking at Philly fans, and we're just over here killing people. Goddamn.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Florida
South
man
Beach,
shit.
but fuck Philly, man. Like, can we just drop a nuke? Can we test the nuke? Can we test one? Can we show the rest
No,
of the
I like
world
going to Philly though.
that we
like
still
going to
got
Philly.
it?
June.
Nah, just drop it. Drop it. Just show
All
the
right.
rest of the world.
Let's
Like,
get to the
how-
last game
how
on the recap.
How much of a strong move would it be for America to drop a nuke on the birthplace of the nation just to show the rest of the world we still fucking got it?
Oh,
Let's do it.
God.
I'm just saying.
So the
Let's not.
Cowboys.
I live too close to that, first of all.
No, you'd be fine, man.
That's
A
the
little bit
first
of
thing.
nuclear fallout, that'd be fine. It'd just be cloudy. Don't worry about it,
Lord.
June. Don't worry about it, June. Fuck the Liberty Bell.
So the Cowboys, they won their division by beating the Commanders, and the Eagles lost to the Giants. I would like to say
no, they didn't just lose.
Mm.
they dropped like flies.
Yeah.
I reached out to Mr. Duga, tried to get him on the show, and he said he would get back to me, and I never heard back. So just want to throw that out there.
What a bitch.
So
What's
with
his
that
name?
being said, Mr. Duga, he's the Eagles fan that was on the show probably a year ago.
Yeah. What a bitch, Duga. Duga, go fuck yourself. I don't give a shit. I'm angry.
June, on a
Husky.
scale
Yeah,
of
okay.
1 to
I don't know,
10,
you guys-
how confident should Cowboys fans be on winning the NFC?
Okay, I'm gonna start with this. As a fan, getting to the NFC Championship, we should be at a 9. Confidence should be at a 9. We got the good seed. We're 8-0 at home. We should get to the NFC Championship. Winning the NFC, I'm only at a 4 because still our running game is still holding us back. And even though Dax had a great season, most passing touchdowns in his career and in the league this season, we're throwing the ball a lot. We still cannot run the ball because, again, certain games slipped away from us. The Miami game slipped away from us because we couldn't run the ball. The Detroit game almost slipped away from us because we could not run the damn ball. If we get to the NFC Championship and we're facing San Francisco, to keep the ball away from that juggernaut offense, we have to run the ball. So that's why I'm saying I'm at a 4. So I don't know what McCarthy and them going to do this week. I don't know. You ever seen the movie It's a Fine Mess? Remember that movie? Like Ted Danson was in it, and these guys they were going around.
How
And they
old
was,
are you, June? We're talking about Ted Danson.
hey, hold on. Let me get to the point. So in the movie, they would go around. They would win these horse bets by like shoving something up the horse's ass, right? Unless we do that to our running game, I don't know if we can run the ball effective enough to beat the 49ers and keep the ball away from them. So I'm at a 4 on us winning the NFC Championship. There you
Man
go.
has said that, and he would have never expected what came next.
This man just said the only way we about to win this game is if we shove something up somebody's ass. Oh my god. Oh, dude, man, you need to have some faith. I believe. I am a believer in the Cowboys. I'm a believer. I think the 49ers are cocky. I think they're actually a little bit soft. I think they got the Cowboys early, and the Cowboys were still trying to figure themselves out. I don't actually think you guys need a running to beat the 49ers. What you need is your defense. You guys need to put some pressure on Purdy. You need to make Purdy a little bitch. You need to make Purdy a little bitch. Okay? And you guys will be all right. But I think the Cowboys are going to make the NFC Championship game this year. Was that the question? Are they going to make the NFC Championship game? Was that the question?
Do you think they'll win it?
Oh, do I think they'll win it? Do I think the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl? Oh, okay. I feel like a leprechaun is going to run out here and kick me in the nuts for saying this. But out of all the teams in the playoffs, I want the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl. I said it.
Oh,
I said it.
wow.
I said it.
I'm-
I want it to happen. I want to see it happen, baby, because that is television. That is drama. What I really want to see. I'm just being selfish. Being selfish. If I could relive the early 90s and see a Dallas Cowboys Buffalo Bills Super Bowl, if I could see it again, Jesus, Lord, pray it into the heavens. You already parted the seas. You can make this happen, Jesus. We already know you got Moses in your back pocket. This is gonna happen. So that is what I would really love to see is Cowboys, Buffalo Bills in the playoff or in the Super Bowl one more time. Let's run it back in the early 90s, June. Let's go ahead and do it.
Let's get
Might as well, right, baby?
Hey, from
We might
your
as well.
lips to the football god's ears,
Might as
sir.
well. We might as well go back to Madden 93, baby. We might as
Hey,
well
let's
do
do
it. We're running Emmett Smith and Thurman Thomas all over the goddamn place. These old heads, we might as well make it happen.
There you go.
So I am going Dallas Cowboys, Buffalo Bills, Super Bowl. That's what I want to see.
Oh boy, I do want to see the Cowboys make it because, like you said, that's great TV. They've got a great team this year. Super Bowl's in Vegas. Like, I don't know, it just seems very fitting, very just big time. You want to see the Cowboys on that stage. And out of all the teams in the NFC, that besides the Lions, of course, I've never seen the Cowboys in the Super Bowl before. So I would love to actually see the Cowboys actually play in a Super Bowl. So
Damn.
You've never seen the Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
no, never, not even really
How
close, to be honest. So
goddamn young are you people? Jesus Christ. They don't know. They don't know the early 90s.
I was 20 when they won the first
Bills,
Super Bowl. When they won that
Cowboys.
Super Bowl.
They don't know Jim Kelly and the Troy Aikens, man. They don't know the Thurman
Ugh.
Thomas and Emmett Smiths, Audrey Reeves and the Michael Irvins. They don't know it.
I'm
Doing coke in the locker room and running out there and sacking people. They don't know about all that.
I'm a
Ben Norton?
6 on the scale of 1 to 10 on how confident I am. I think that they're better than every team in the NFC until it comes to San Francisco. That will be a really good game, and I don't know. I don't know if they could beat them, but I'm confident that they'd beat everybody else. San Francisco, different monster, but we'll see what happens. Both teams have to get there in the first place, so that's a big enough challenge on its own.
That's the first thing. Yeah.
The only place I want to see new to more than Philly is San Francisco.
Nestor, what's your number?
I don't know, man. Jordan Love and Green Bay, they look dangerous. I'm just kidding. No, no, I'm just. I
You
think.
need a haircut.
I think they'll beat Detroit, who's gonna be there in the end, and then I think they can beat San Francisco. Like Mahlon said, I don't think they need a run game as much as they just need their defense to hurt Purdy. Not literally hurt him, but I mean, if they can do that, even better. But they need to make him very uncomfortable, and they need to read his passes. He's predictable. We've seen it. He's very predictable.
Yeah.
So take advantage of that, and I think they can get in the Super Bowl. I say like a 6.
All right. So it's funny that we're all sitting here kind of rooting for the Cowboys.
What's going on?
I love it.
Hell is about to freeze over.
Oh, Dallas, baby, let's go. Let's get it. Prescott deserves some respect.
Some respect.
Somebody
Yo,
has,
if the
somebody out
Cowboys
of
get
Mississippi
oh
has
no,
to do something. Somebody out of Mississippi has to do something and sleep with a cousin, right? So
God.
if Dak can win a Super Bowl, then that'd be great. But everybody else out of Mississippi, Like, I swear to God, like, I don't know if you guys have heard like Tom Segura, but I'm pretty sure that when people in Louisiana flush their toilet, it goes straight to Mississippi. Like, all of the shit just flows right up into this place. So if that can do something, that's cool. Because all of these inbred people, they ain't got nothing to cheer for. They've already fucked their cousins, so they might as well cheer for Dak Prescott. Let's go ahead and win a Super Bowl, baby. They're running out of cousins, June. They're running out of cousins. And I'm angry. Because my Seahawks aren't in the goddamn playoffs, and my fucking Huskies lost in that championship game. So I'm just over here pissed.
Let's move on to the last segment of the first half.
I didn't know we had another. All right, let's stop.
I'm sorry, G Money left a comment. It says, since Mahlon said it, it's not going to happen. The Cowboys plan will probably crash and kill the whole team.
Oh my god!
Why is it
God
my
we don't have
fault?
to travel? Thank God we don't have to travel right now.
Why is it my fault? Like, why are they flying? They got a home playoff game. Jerry Jones is so goddamn awful. He's gonna put his team on a plane and fly him back to Arlington to play a fucking game. He's like, listen, guys, we traveling first class, baby. First class. Let's crash.
That drive from Frisco to Arlington is a long ass way, though.
Goddamn. All right, what
Last topic. Just our fantasy season is over. So I wanted to give Kevin, who won our league, give him his flowers. Congrats to Kevin for winning the whole league. I do want to get our thoughts. If any of us just have anything you want to say on how this season went, because the final came down to Kevin and Othniel, who has been on the show before, and Kevin won. So
Yeah,
Fuck the
well,
Bills.
let's go ahead and
Fuck pigs.
say Kevin. Wait, first of all, who's Kevin? Where do we
KU
know Kevin?
Colts.
No, I know who he is. I know who KU Colts fuck themselves. I know who they are.
right,
But who is? Who is he? Your friend? Taylor?
right, yeah.
Cousin? He family?
No, he's not family, but
He's not family, so he's just a friend.
correct.
Yeah, okay. I hope someone cut your brake lines and you fucking die.
I
Because that was
Damn.
some bullshit. KU Colts. How can you be a Colts fan and win anything in life? You already ruined Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck. Gardner Minshew's trying to save your ass out there. I don't know, man. Just go out someplace and fucking freeze. You son of a bitch. But good for you. I'm glad you won. I did beat June for third place, but that's pretty much like kissing your sister, and I don't have a fucking sister, so that's weird.
You're all about the inbred tonight.
The family love. He's all about the family love tonight.
Family love, but I ain't got no family apparently. I ain't got nothing. Sorry, June, that you got fourth.
That's fine.
But you're in the playoffs, and I'm not.
Hey, I was in the playoffs.
Cowboys are in the playoffs, and my Seahawks aren't. But I did win in the Shiver Family League for another year, and I don't think they're going to let me play next year.
No.
I think I've won too many times. This one. I am the early 90s Dallas Cowboys of the Shiver family. We are.
Yeah. Congrats to Kevin. He is getting a trophy. It's the start of a new tradition.
Shit. Oh
What?
shit.
We're giving out trophies?
Yeah, when it comes in, I think it just shipped today. When it comes in, I'll take a picture. I'll share it.
Can we get a participation trophy?
Okay, first of all, I didn't know there were trophies involved. Second of all, Kevin better be white.
I want a
You better-
participation trophy.
You better, if your name is
Who
Kevin.
came in last, though? That's what I'm interested in. Who was last?
It's a
Is
great
Kevin
question.
White? Is Kevin White?
No, he's
Better be
not
white. There's a black man named Kevin?
I got a cousin named Kevin.
There's plenty of Kevins.
Black
Deserves- Listen, man, if you're a black man and your name is Kevin, you deserve a
Oh my
trophy.
God.
Give that man a trophy.
Kevin Hart.
He doesn't even need to win the league. Give it to him.
Exactly. Kevin Hart.
Kevin Durant.
That is, no,
Exactly.
man, no. Kevin Hart white as shit. Let's not. No, stop it.
Oh
Kevin
my
Hart saw
gosh.
that a long time ago. Kevin,
Uh,
there's
okay.
a difference between Kevin and Dave. Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart. Okay, one of them's black, the other one is very vanilla. Somebody likes some vanilla beans. So let's stop it. Okay, so let's give Kevin a trophy. That's great. You're a Colts fan. He might as well be white. His name is Kevin, and he's a Colts fan.
He's not a Colts
Oh,
fan.
there you are,
I'm
man.
pretty sure he's a Bucks fan.
Fucking one. There you go. You're a Colts fan, and your name is Kevin.
All right, we're gonna go to a break.
Yeah, we should.
Oh God.
June, thank you once again for putting up with us
Hey.
for
Love you,
another
June.
week.
Hey. All right, make sure y'all root for the Cowboys this weekend.
I'm rooting for
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Will do.
I'm in there.
All right.
We will be back in about 10 minutes with G Money, so sit tight and we will see you soon.
See ya.
Hey. Yeah. Hey. On my way to the boat, like I ain't just have on the coat when I landed. Outran it. Perched at the edge of the branches. They don't wanna talk mansions. Mine look like a campus. And I'm all about my brothers like the niggas I'm sampling. I'll leave you red shirted like the twins from Kansas. Really living my dreams I used to have in my aunt's crib.
All right, boys, there are 5 teams in the AFC that are on the bubble of the playoffs this year, but there's only 3 tickets left to the playoffs. We've got the Pittsburgh Steelers, we've got the Jacksonville Jaguars, Indianapolis Colts, Houston Texans, and the Buffalo Bills here. So out of all 5 of these teams, which 3 do you think will make it? I'm going to go with the Jags, the Bills. I'm going to say the Texans. I say they handle their business against the Colts this weekend. CJ Stroud is back. That is the only reason I'm picking them. And we were very bullish on them earlier this season until Stroud went down. So now that he's back, I think the Texans will take care of the Colts in Indy and get that 3rd ticket into the playoffs, which would be huge for the Texans in CJ Stroud's rookie season. So sticking with it. But who do you guys think? 3 teams out of the AFC that are on that playoff bubble that are going to make it in.
Downs today, did it once against Miami, 4th time.
Lamar Jackson's winning
He's
MVP this
done
year,
that
man.
in his career.
I don't want to hear nothing else
Baltimore
about
up
no
big
Brock Purdy,
on the Dolphins, 42
no
to 19.
Tua,
They were his
all respect to
second
C-Mac,
favorite
but
second
Lamar
favorite
Jackson's winning MVP this
Cowboys.
year, man. He's throwing this thing around like nothing today. OBJ, Zay, Bateman, Likely, Ricard, he's throwing the ball around everywhere, man. Lamar Jackson's MVP. Stop it.
Stay tuned.
Hey. Yeah.
So who is that? All right, it's these Lance Spider Mitchell. You gotta put on the top. Oh, that's somebody good. Ooh, Steph Curry. Okay. Ooh, that feels bad. There's Darren Fox. Thank you. Damn. Is that gonna fall the moment he gets it out?
Oh my god.
How am I supposed to even turn this now?
By the way, the person who knocks it over, your lineup doesn't even count. He took Zion. Listen, that's the best I can do, people. FBI. Jared Allen, you're coming home with me, friend.
Stack it.
Mr. IG Live himself.
Oh, the shooter. Oh, Jesus. That was hard in the Bulls' fault to get Zach LaVine.
Did you know AFR is also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts? Click the first link in the description below to listen to the most recent episode of the show.
If Miami can maintain their momentum and find a way to beat the Bucks in this series, you will be seeing us in the final. There's no question, ifs, ands, or buts about it, so be prepared to see us.
And the Miami Heat become the 6th in NBA history to win as an 8th seed in the first round.
Game one.
Wants his ring, and he's gonna get it, and he's like, fuck him. He's gotta play lights out. He's gonna come out there and play lights out. Butler's gonna put the whole load on his shoulders, and I say he wins game one. Great momentum. That's how you start a series.
All 3 of the previous series, they were the underdog. All 3 of those series, they won game one. Denver's 9-0 at home in the playoffs. They take game one. Game 3 of the NBA Finals. The Denver Nuggets win their 4th straight road game in these playoffs and regain home court advantage. Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Denver Nuggets are 1 win away from their first ever NBA title. Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Murray falling away. Rebound, Brown banks it home. Bruce Brown puts the Nuggets back up by 1. Jimmy Butler on the drive, gets inside, stops. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. And a foul. 2 clutch free throws from Contavious Caldwell Pope. It's over. At last, the long wait is over. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions.
Yeah. Still waiting, wanting got to keep me on chill. Don't you miss me? I'll kick it with my new bitch. I still.
Team from each conference poses the biggest upset threat. In the AFC, I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns with a big upset alert right there. Here's why. Joe Flacco, this is kind of like his last hurrah. He's been a backup quarterback for a while now, but in his younger days, we all know what that man can do in the playoffs. I think that he wants to kind of end his career here with a bang. That defense is elite. It's the best in the NFL. It's going to keep them in a lot of games. So I'm definitely taking the Browns to beat the Texans. We'll see what happens after that, but I would not want my team to play the Cleveland Browns in the playoffs because Joe Flacco knows what he's doing. Very underrated quarterback, great defense. In the NFC, the Rams, man, that offense is really firing on all cylinders right now. I would not want my team to play them. I think the Lions may be in some trouble. I'm taking the Rams and the Browns. Who do you think poses the biggest upset threat?
When you start hearing the quarterback come out and start talking about people and their will to win, and you got the wide receiver coming out there and saying it's not the coaching, it's the players, there's something going on in that locker room that's beyond the coaching and the organization. I would much rather be an unhealthy team in Miami going into the playoffs than a healthy team in Philly going to the playoffs, because I still think that Miami team believes in themselves, and I do think you're going to get some of those pieces back. My Huskies being 4-point dogs to Texas. We beat them in the Alamo Bowl last year, 27-20, and the better still didn't figure out that we were the team to beat. We brought everybody back. We were making this run. Texas was not going to stand in the way. And fuck Michigan in the NCAA. You got a team out here cheating, stealing signs. It's not going to matter. Take our signs. Take this W.
I don't think anybody had the Rams going as far as they have been going this season. Stafford, Nakua, Cooper Kupp, great coaching. They're going to probably do well.
That's a Super Bowl champion at quarterback. A lot of that team, is part of that Super Bowl roster. So I could see them knocking the team off in the playoffs. Like if my team was in the playoffs in the NFC, I would not want to see them. Philly or Dallas, I could see them getting the best of them and knocking them off and just kind of shocking the NFL world, especially Philly. Detroit really wants to match up against them somehow, because I could definitely see the Lions beating them. Can't see San Francisco falling to Detroit, but some of those other teams, I could see that. Yeah, it wouldn't completely shock me if they fell into the NFC Championship game. Let's play the 3-word game for your NFL team. Now that the regular season is over, this game may be a little different for everybody. If your team is out of the playoffs, then you probably have a much more final 3 words. If your team's in the playoffs, though, your 3 words are probably optimistic, maybe still pessimistic. But I'll go first, of course, being a Patriots fan. My 3 words: time for change. The regular season was just an absolute disaster,
And yeah, it is time for a complete overhaul of this team. Defensively, really the roster, I've got no real issues with the defensive side of the ball, but offense, we need everything new. We need new head coach. We need a new quarterback. We need new receivers. I like Stevenson. He can stay as our running back or as our primary back, but we still need other running backs. So it is time for a change. We need a lot of stuff gone. What's your 3 words?
2 weeks ago, I made a video praising the Minnesota Timberwolves for working their way to the #1 seed in the West. Well, right on their heels at the 2 seed, sitting at 23-9, is a team nobody thought would be there, the Oklahoma City Thunder. After beating my Boston Celtics last night, they're 8-2 in their last 10 games. So how in the world is a team that had a losing record just last year and just barely snuck into the play-in tournament now one of the best teams in the entire NBA?
Remember to follow the show on TikTok and Instagram at AFR Sports. Now back to your favorite show on the internet with your hosts, Jaylon, Mahlon, Nestor, and
Your mom and
G-Money.
I do this every year. We go down and we bet. We do those types of bets.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the show.
That was the first time that I ever bet that much
are
money. I
back.
normally do the $20 here or there, but I decided just to put the whole 100 on the Huskies.
Welcome back to the second half of the show.
Yeah. Welcome back, people.
Thank you all for joining us again. G Money, what's going on?
Gentlemen, aside from being a very, very sad week for us football fans up here in the PNW and especially in Washington State, it's always good to be on with you and Nestor and my good son there, Mahlon.
Damn right.
Yes, sir. It's a pleasure having you every single week. Appreciate you always making the time. Let's take this second half cheers here.
Oh, I already did that. I do it again.
Mahlon did his as soon as halftime came around.
That was good. I also got the Elysian space dust.
Jesus. If you can
Resolution delusional. This is huge. Well, you drink one of these and you will be local in size of my head almost.
All right, let's get into the community comments for this week. Now, most of the comments here, I think we're going to spend most of our time just on this first video. So last week, Mahlon was, during his Misery in 5, predicting that his Huskies would beat the Wolverines in the national championship game. And before the game commenced, there were plenty of comments from, of course, Big Blue fans. So this is from YouTube here. And let's start with one of them is very lengthy. So I'll finish with that one. But the first one says, we'll have to see Monday. Good luck. Someone else says, Bucko, listen, you are your, I'm sorry, this person cannot type. Listen, you are you.
Bucko.
Pet Huskies can waddle away on Monday night.
Okay.
Obviously a Michigan grad, and we can tell right then and there that was a waste. Yeah, his parents should be very proud of the education he got at U of M, because the man can't speak, he can't type, and probably not even a man.
He has a his profile
recognizes
picture.
himself as a tree or something.
He's a Fortnite profile picture. Someone tells me he hasn't graduated yet.
Yeah, he identifies she, her, or they, them. Call me Bucko. Fuck you.
John Doe says,
Who else?
we will take that W. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they did.
Tim Hunt says, go Michigan. Okay, so this is the longer one. This is from Nathan Foster. Okay. Jesus Christ, I don't want to read this whole thing. He wrote a fucking dissertation here.
Okay. You write a book.
Yes.
All right, I'm only reading this one time, so.
Okay.
All right, Nathan Foster says, y'all almost didn't even make it in FSU. Okay, I'm going to do this again. People, can you put some punctuation in your sentences? Y'all almost didn't even make it, and FSU's quarterback didn't get hurt. You are out. They are playing in a better conference, play better teams throughout the year, and maybe people will take you seriously.
Okay, hold on. No, hold on.
Wait,
You
let
don't
me
even
finish
get
the
to
whole
finish what the fuck
thing,
he's
and then
saying.
you can say what you need to say.
First of all, no, he doesn't even get to finish the goddamn sentence. Better conference, the ACC over the Pac-12? The ACC over the Pac-12 is what he's saying. Is what he's saying.
Yeah, let me finish this book
This
here.
blue balls, Maisin blue liquor, just wanting to lick some nuts off of Jim Harbaugh and kiss my ass. Like, you're a fucking idiot if you actually think that. And I hope I hope someone cuts your brake lines. I don't give a shit. The Pac-12 was the better conference. The better conference from the ACC. We were the number 2 team in the country. Number 2 team in the country.
Do you want me to finish this comment?
If FSU had gone undefeated, Alabama or Texas, one of those 2 teams would not have been in.
They did go undefeated.
All right. Do you want me to finish the comment, or can we be done there?
I apologize.
All right, I'm going to finish reading this now. Perhaps you win tomorrow, perhaps you don't. But either way, you have a big shit talk that you have not earned. I believe the last national championship Michigan won was against, Nebraska, not Washington. I'm sorry Washington didn't make it again. Just be happy you're here, because once this team that you have is graduated, you think you have the NIL money to put together a team. Think not, just be happy you're here and quit shit talking the others that are here consistently. And if you don't think this cheating scandal isn't something that's just thrown in there to be a rock in the system, wake up and look what college football's become. Like I said, FSU is with their quarterback not hurt. How far is that a team of all players to get taken out because a quarterback is hurt, so the rest of the NCAA thinks so well? Let's put a better team out there for ratings-wise, when really you probably still would have gotten more ratings views from FSU just because of the front out there. Who's out in Washington besides you?
So what Native American is he wanting to have suck his? Like, what Seminole from the tribe? I don't know. We want to call her, I don't know, like Horseback Sally. I don't give a shit. Like, who is he trying to impress? FSU, even with Jordan Travis, was not better than Washington. I get it that Michigan won. I get it. I understand it. I get it, people. Fuck this guy. What are we talking about? Like, he wants to go ahead and bypass the cheating scandal. They're probably going to have to vacate this national championship win that they got because of the scandal. They're going to lose it. It's going to be like Reggie Bush in the Heisman. Like, they're not going to have this national championship. It's going to be like Paterno in all of the wins that they had to vacate with Penn State. Like, because Michigan might as well have been fucking little boys at this point with the cheating scandals they had. So just shut up. Like, get some grammar. You obviously went to Michigan, which you dumbass, because you can't fucking write. So yeah, you guys won. I get it. That's awesome. But why do you have a hard on for Seminoles? Like, what tribal man do you want to be sucking you off right now? Shut up. Jesus.
I mean, if Florida State had kept their starting quarterback, yes, they would have been in the CFP. Either Texas or Alabama would not have been. The Huskies still would have been in the CFP. And as far as we should enjoy it because it's the last time? I don't think so. Yes, we are losing players, but Michigan is losing a whole hell of a lot of players. A lot of their players are seniors, and they're going to be gone. And as far as the portal goes and NIL money, yeah, we got a lot of Microsoft money. We have a lot of Microsoft money. So, yeah, we can indeed compete in the Big Ten, and we will. Now, next year, my guess is we'll probably get like 9 wins. I still don't think, we're getting the quarterback from Mississippi State. We've got some other people who we're getting in. But I don't think we'll be as good a team as we were this season. But I don't think Michigan's going to be anywhere close to the team they were this season either. And Ohio State, well, they need to get a coach. So when you look at the Big Ten, who are you looking at? I mean, I say Washington has just as good a chance as Michigan or Ohio State or Penn State or, well, USC for that matter, or Oregon, which is definitely going to come and compete. So, no, we're not just going to sit back and enjoy this one time. And by the way, this was the only time Michigan made it to the final of the CFP and won. So keep on talking, because you guys got beat last year by TCU, who got beat by Colorado this year with the same bloody team. So, yeah, keep on talking.
Well,
amazing piss. Fuck you people.
remember, that's at AFR Sports on Instagram and TikTok.
Right. And at me. Go ahead and say Mahlon. Mahlon. Go ahead. Do it. I don't give a shit. Fuck you.
If you want to find him directly, there you go. Let's move on to the last segment of the day here, which is the Ride or Die in 5. This is where you get the 5 best betting picks in sports this weekend. And I'm going to recap how we did last weekend, of course. Last weekend did pretty damn well. Nestor and G Money really cleaned up. So Mahlon went 2-3. He is now 221 and 167. He is plus 54. I went 4-1, 239 and 192. I am plus 47. Nestor went 5-0, 121 and 100. He is plus 21. And then G Money also went 5-0, 143 and 126, plus 19. Can we get a little golf clap for G Money and Nestor, both going undefeated last week, making a bunch of money? That's good.
Hard to do this year.
Very difficult.
Yeah, this season was not an easy season. So anytime any one of us went 5-0, yeah, that was hard.
So props there. Let's get in with the first game this week. So we're gonna go with the Cleveland Browns at the Houston Texans. The first wildcard game on Saturday at 4:30. Cleveland is 2.5-point favorites on the road. G Money, we will start with you.
I like Cleveland. I like their defense. And as we know, defense wins championships. And their defense is solid. I do like CJ Stroud, but still, I'll give the 2.5 points and take Cleveland.
Mahlon?
I'm taking Cleveland. I think that defense is legit. I think that Joe Flacco, man, is
2013
it's
all
so
over.
crazy. Are we talking 2012?
2012.
Joe Flacco, is that what we're feeling right now? Is that what we're seeing? This man throwing up 300-yard games, just with the salt and pepper beard. I mean, come on, man. I am a fan. the Browns right now. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Nestor?
Kind of Browns.
Joe Flacco. I feel like CJ Stroud, his lack of experience might show a little bit. Not a lot. I think it's gonna be a close game, but these playoff games, they just tend to kind of come down to these decisions, that's just like IQ or just experience. So I think the Browns are gonna come in with this really good defense, and they're gonna win. Maybe not by much, but they're gonna take the game. So yeah, give me the Browns.
Yeah, I'm taking the Browns to win by probably about a touchdown. I think this is a very experienced Browns team against a very young Houston team. It's nice that they're at home, but I don't think it'll matter in the end. Joe Flacco is hot right now, man. And this feels like a Dark Knight Rises type deal where Joe Flacco's been down, man. He was the dude back in the day, but he's climbing out that old underground prison, and he's coming back to save his city.
Wild. That man, I think he still owns the NFL record for most road playoff wins.
Yeah.
I think he has that record,
which is nuts.
He can do it.
Yeah.
Him and Myles Garrett, they're about to have a baby together. It'll be great.
Yeah, so I'm agreeing. Cleveland will cover this for sure. So let's move on to the next game. Later that night, Miami at Kansas City in the freezing temperatures. Miami is 4-point underdogs on the road. Mahlon, what do you like here?
I like Miami in this. I like Miami because I do not trust Kansas City's offense. Travis Kelce has been a shell of himself this year, not because of Taylor Swift, but because everybody gets to double team him. There's nobody else on the offense outside of Rice that people need to really guard against. So they're jamming him at the line of scrimmage like crazy. Like, it's been harder for him this year than ever. It's been harder for Mahomes than ever. In Miami, when you have, I think Mostert's going to be playing. You still got A-Chain. Tyreek Hill's there. Waddle's going to be back. You got that Miami offense, man. I think McDaniels, with his shoe-loving ass, is going to have some things to say. So I'm taking Miami in this game, and I really hope I'm not wrong, because I'm going out on a limb, Nestor. I'm out on a limb. There's a limb. I'm on there.
Nestor, are you agreeing here, or are you going to differ?
I'm not gonna agree. I feel like the weather will play its part.
What a bitch.
Our offense is great, but have you seen it against teams that are above 500? Have you seen our defense against teams above 500?
Yeah.
So
I've seen Jalen Ramsey shut down every great receiver this year.
We still get cooked.
Against who?
We got guys like Eli Apple. But then we have Eli Apple on the other side. So what are we doing? No.
Get a haircut.
We're gonna
Get a
I feel like
haircut.
it's gonna be a tight game in the first half, and then we're gonna start to see some errors, and Kansas City's gonna pull away. Honestly, I'm sorry. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
He's the new Shaq.
Kansas
He is
City
the
in
new Shaq.
the cover.
He can't accept happiness by his face. He's the new Shaq without the forehead. That's who he is.
I am going to
Without the
agree
biosphere
with
the new
Nestor
Shaq.
on this one. I think that Miami is very banged up. Defensively, they're very banged up. And the last thing you want to go do is play in some really, really cold weather when everything hurts. And you've got, a bunch of dudes who are out now. Kansas City, they had the luxury of resting a bunch of dudes for the past week, so they're used to this. They're ready to go now. Of course, it's still the same offense that's been struggling, but at home, I don't know. It just really seems like Miami's kind of been spiraling here a little bit, and unfortunately, it's just the injury bug, man. So I'm going to take Kansas City to cover the 4 points at home. I think this will be a great game. Tyreek Hill making his return back to Arrowhead. It's a huge storyline there. To me, this is a game I'm looking forward to the most besides the Bucs game. So, yeah, I'm going to take Kansas City to cover. G-Money.
Yeah, Kansas City's defense is probably the best defense they've had in 4 or 5 years. Miami's defense, they're missing 2 of their starting linebackers. I mean, so I can see them running on Miami and then doing the play action, which Mahomes is really good at. And Travis Kelce steps up. Why? Because Taylor Swift channeled her inner Georgia satellite and decided she was going to play a song for him called Keep Your Hands to Yourself. So no kissy, no huggy, till you get another Super Bowl ring. So he ain't getting none. So he's going to be playing hard in more ways than one.
That's a clip right there.
Right.
Let's go to the next game here. Green Bay at Dallas. This one is Sunday at 4:30. Not gonna lie, out of all the games this weekend, this is the one I really don't even care for. But regardless, Packers are 7.5 point underdogs on the road. Nestor, what do you like here?
You know what? I am going to take Green Bay. I think the Cowboys will win, but I think it's going to be a tighter game than it needs to be. Just because it's the Cowboys, we know how they act in playoffs. They're gonna win by a touchdown. But it's just that 7.5. Too much for me. So yeah, I think Jordan Love will have a good game. I think they have both of their running backs healthy. They've shown some good things with their defense. They got Wicks, I believe, out there. I don't know if Romeo Dubs is playing, but those kids are balling, man. Like they're good receivers. Give them some time. I think they're gonna have a good, good to decent game. So they're gonna stay within that touchdown range. So give me the Green Bay and the points.
I'm going to go the complete opposite here. I'm taking Dallas to cover. I really don't see this being a close game. Dallas is undefeated at home. They are really, really tough to beat at home. They scored a lot of points at that stadium. So Jordan Love, that story's been nice, but I think they're going to get stomped on here. So give me Dallas to cover the points. G-Money.
Yeah, give me Dallas. As you said there, I think over the last 2 years are like 13, 14, and 0 at home. Against the spread, they're not quite that good, but still, I think that McCarthy facing his old team has something to prove to them. And I think Dan Quinn, looking at a head coaching position, wants the defense to be just lights out. And so I think that's the game that they basically. I think the first quarter is going to be kind of close, and then that starts pulling away in the second quarter, and then in the second half, they just turn the lights off in the stadium because the game's over.
Mahlon?
Yeah, I'm going Dallas. I think that Dan Quinn, the future head coach of the Seattle Seahawks, is probably going to happen. I'm not 100% sure if I want it to happen, but I think it's going to happen. I think that's the only reason why Pete Carroll steps away is if the Seahawks feel like they can get somebody like Dan Quinn. I just think they're a better team. And so Dak Prescott at home, that Cowboys. If I pick them to go to the Super Bowl at this point in the playoffs, they better be able to win by more than 7.5 points. So I'm taking the Cowboys.
All right, next game that night we have the Rams and the Lions. This should be a great one. Lions are at home, and they are 3-point favorites. I am going to take the Rams and the 3 points here. I think this is going to be a very, very good game. It's going to come down to the wire. To be honest, this game could go either way. I'm just taking the Rams and the points because I think it's just going to be that close of a game. No idea who's going to win, but these two teams, one has a bunch of experience, one does not have much here. But because Detroit is at home, where they're typically very good, this will be close. I think if this was at SoFi Stadium, I would take the Rams to win this by about a touchdown, to be honest. But, Lions are kind of a strange team, so this will be very close. No idea who wins, though. G-Money.
I'm taking Detroit. This is going to be the first playoff game they've had in Detroit since, maybe G.W. Bush the first was president. Maybe Bill Clinton. Maybe it was Clinton that was president when they had their last home playoff game. That's how long it's been. I can't even remember the president. That's sad. But I like Detroit. I think they'll be ready. I think initially the Rams will probably jump out first, probably get a 7, maybe 10-point lead. Then Detroit will calm down and end up winning and covering the 3 points.
Mahlon?
I'm taking Detroit in this. I just think they're a better team. I think they're actually better coached. Who would have thought that Detroit would have been in this position after that first year? So I'm going to take Detroit. I actually think that it's going to be Detroit and Dallas in the NFC Championship game. I think one of them is going to end up knocking off San Francisco. They're a little full of themselves, to be honest with you. So I'm taking Detroit to win this.
And Nestor.
Yeah. Give me Detroit. I feel like Dan Campbell's going to steer this team to a win in this game. And Jahmyr Gibbs, Montgomery, I feel like they're going to have good games. They're very... I feel like the offense is really dynamic and it'll save them in the end. So, yeah, give me Detroit.
All right.
The only thing that sucks is Detroit lost their tight end. What was that guy's name?
Laporta?
Laporta.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, they lost him, so that'll hurt, but I still think they'll be okay.
Last game, Monday night, we have the Eagles here in Tampa. The Eagles are 3-point favorites on the road. G-Money.
Give me Tampa and the 3. The Eagles are 0-6 against the spread in their last 6 games. Straight up, they're 1-5. They're on a tailspin. Plus, we're not quite sure how bad Hurts is hurt. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, how are they? Are they going to be able to play full speed or not? And Tampa's defense is really good. Baker Mayfield, well, is he doing Allstate commercials now for the stadium there? Basically walking around in his pajamas and saying, this is my house. Because if they win, and they will, I'm actually thinking they're going to win outright. I don't even think Philly's going to win this game, to be honest with you. I think Tampa, as much as it pains me to say this, I think Tampa will win this game outright. I think they're right at this point. I think they're a better team than Philly is. So give me Tampa plus the 3.
Mahlon?
Yeah, you gotta. I'm taking Tampa and a 3. Yes. Jalen Hurts looks like he has a finger broken like Russell Wilson did. AJ Green has a knee issue. Devontae Smith has an ankle issue. They don't even know how to run Swift anymore. I don't know what this offense in Philly's doing. I think they're 1-5 in their last 6. So the fact that they're even favored in this game is just fucking crazy to me because Tampa's been playing good. And Baker Mayfield, all of the goddamn jokes we made with Baker Ball and all this shit, he's doing well.
Mm-hmm.
And, I like Tampa with Baker Mayfield and Evans and Godwin more than I like a broken Hurts and a broken A.J. Brown and a broken, Devontae Smith.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very begrudgingly, I don't even like that you're putting me in this position, taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win this game. And you're kind of an asshole for making me pick this.
Nestor.
He doesn't want to do it either. Nobody wants to do it.
I want to say Philly, but I don't. I can't. I'm going to go with Tampa in the points. Leave me alone. I don't want to do this
Feel
anymore.
dirty. Okay, we're all dirty here. We're all,
I am going
Just not like I watched my parents have sex.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all bathing in mud here. I really don't want to hear you talk about that, G Money, considering you're married to my mom.
I feel like I went to the massage parlor down the street.
That. You go to the dentist chair is what you do. It's all bad. There's nothing good.
I feel like I have to check for
Especially what
STDs tomorrow.
G Money just stop it, people. Okay, Jalen, you're taking the Bucks. We all know it.
Yeah, of course I'm taking my hometown Tampa Bay
Your home.
Buccaneers.
Shut up. Your hometown. You've never. Don't say that. I swear to God, I'll smack you in the face when I see it. Don't make me assault you.
Yeah, the Eagles they're just all banged up right now. And even before they were getting hurt last week, they have not looked any good. Tampa's trending in the right direction. The Eagles are not. This is at home. I think the Bucs will be all right. And I got to say, Baker Mayfield, he fits in Tampa. Like, I could see him sticking around long term. It's kind of weird, but like he seems like a good quarterback for the Bucs with where they are right now. So, yeah.
The most dangerous part is that they probably feel no pressure.
Right.
Going into it.
Yeah, they're playing with house money, so
right.
That's all them.
I mean, Philly women are really loose, so you're probably not feeling any pressure when you fuck them anyways. So,
to recap, I've got all of us taking the Browns to cover. I have got Mahlon taking Miami in the points. The rest of us taking Kansas City to cover.
Nestor, you bitch.
Ironic. I've got Nestor taking Green Bay in the points, and then the rest of us taking Dallas to cover. Myself taking LA in the points. Everybody else taking Detroit to cover. And then we're all taking Tampa and the points.
I got one more game. That's the Pittsburgh-Buffalo game, right?
Yes.
We didn't pick that. It's a Buffalo -10, right? Everybody's going, yeah, Buffalo should win that game. 4 games this season, Buffalo has been favored in double digits. They've not covered a single one. For those that want to bet, these are the teams they were favored by double digits that they did not cover. New England, we know where they're at. The Chargers, we know where they're at. Tampa Bay, okay, they're basically in the playoffs, and the Giants, all covered, they were all favored by double digits, and they did not cover a single one of them. They're not going to cover. They'll beat Pittsburgh. They're not going to cover that 10-point spread. They're not going to do that.
I don't know how they're a 10-point. I don't even know how they were a 10-point favorite 4 times. But G-Money, at the same token, we can't say the Bucks are basically in the playoffs and we all picked them to beat Philly that went to the Super Bowl last year. Like, I get what you're saying, but we all just picked them to win.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like they were.
Makes me so mad.
We picked it, but we wouldn't have picked them if Philly was healthy. We wouldn't have picked them. We would have taken Philly minus the points.
Even when Philly was healthy, they weren't winning games the last 5 weeks. They just got hurt last week. But yeah, that's.
But yeah, I agree.
This is such a sad NFL season. I really hate it.
It's a different NFL season, that's for sure. I mean, teams that we never expected.
We got Mahlon picking Tampa and Miami.
Yeah, Nestor.
You can tell
Tampa, not Miami. Nestor, you Sarasota bitch. Go get a goddamn haircut. What are you doing over
Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna. And I have a dentist appointment too.
You get both at the same time. She lays you back in the chair, gives you a haircut,
all that shit.
Checks your teeth, gives you a massage.
About Miami losing, you need your teeth. Jesus Christ.
All right, folks. That will do it for this week's episode. Remember to follow us at AFR Sports. If you want to catch Mahlon and I on Monday night, we will be out and about.
Right. Be out there.
Are you guys going to the game?
We're not going to the game. We're going to do some interviews, and it will be at Miller's, like next to the stadium. But I just want to throw it out there, Putin. If you want to drop a nuke,
please don't.
I will take one for the team if you want to do it. Because I hate Tampa sports that much. So Putin, if you're listening, here's your chance. I know you want to push the button.
Drop one in Buffalo.
Drop one in Buffalo.
No one cares about Buffalo.
Well, you could drop it in. I mean, they could drop it in Pittsburgh. I mean, has anybody been to Pittsburgh? I mean,
I don't even know it's a real city.
Pittsburgh
to be honest.
is like it's. So you start talking like northeastern cities, or like Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Buffalo. There's nothing there. I mean, it's nasty. They're polluted. They're crap. I mean,
I kind of feel like if Putin tried to drop a nuke on Pittsburgh, Shaq would just fucking headbutt it and
send it back.
And it'll land in Buffalo.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I mean, if they dropped it on Pittsburgh, they wouldn't know. They wouldn't know. I mean, they're drinking radiated water anyway. It's like, poof.
Well, it's not
boom.
Michigan.
Oh, look, it's a city.
I hate these fucking people.
The Monongahela caught on fire. I mean, how bad is your pollution when your river catches on fire?
We need to go. All
right, folks.
I love you, America. I actually hate some of the most popular states, but I love you. And Michigan, you can go fuck yourselves.
Right.
I honestly hope you guys all get the same water from Flint. But outside of that, it's been a great episode. So.
Yeah, Michigan, you're losing your head coach. They're going to San Diego or to the Chargers. So, yeah, good luck with that.
That'll be fun.
We will talk to you all next week. Have a good week, and good luck to everybody this weekend. So,
peace out, everybody.
Peace.
Win big.